here. Da-da-da. So we have 5 more minutes before the live. Need to have. Just want to see if anybody can see us. Say something. Yeah, I'm live. Okay, so it might be because it's have to be at 12 o'clock on the dot before it broadcasts. You can't access the internet.
I'm supposed to go to capital.
Capital. Can you just do that on your phone? Might be better. Because it might be echo. Alright, so if anybody can hear us, just type something so we know that you can hear us. So we're gonna learn this together. Oh, Jeremy said he see me on YouTube. Thank you, Jeremy. Wonderful. Okay, guys, just bear with us. This is our first time, so we're just gonna learn this together. All right. Am I too bright? Okay, flat. Thank you, Jeremy.
Oh, yeah, I see.
Am I too bright?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
There's a bunch of people on.
So about 15-second delay. So I can leave it that. Okay, Bev, do you want to take your position?
No, I can't get this.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. Just make sure if you don't use it, just turn it off so we're not having things that compete with the bandwidth.
So that's us right here.
All right. So we got 2 more minutes.
Hey, everyone.
Okay. Can I have that here? Your phone, so I can see people commenting.
I have the volume turned down.
That's good. We can see and hear you. Thank you, Jessica.
Look how delayed it is. There we go.
All right, doesn't matter as long as you're still here and we're still here. So it's slightly delayed. We are good. All right, so hold on. Why are we? Maybe we should scoot that way. Yeah, because we can't like off center. Which way?
No, that way. Go that way. Move that way.
All right.
You moved here.
Hi, Mark. Looking good, buddy. That's Mark. Okay, so we got 2 more minutes. So who is our first guest? Let me see. Richard from Ireland. Right.
All right, so
our
our first guest house tour is coming from us, all the way from Ireland. This is a double-decker bus conversion, and this is Richard with the Wild Atlantic bus, and this is coming all the way from Ireland, and that'll be starting at 12:10 p.m. So in about 10 minutes, he'll be getting started. So,
but for now, it's just you and us.
And us.
Yes.
So, let's see what people are saying here.
Because I can't.
Let me see.
Right here.
Where are the animals? Somebody asked, where are the animals?
That must be our fan.
Will Nugget make a cameo? That's from Alex Eaves.
Alex, you are so slow. Nugget is bye-bye now.
No, unfortunately, Nugget, Alex is asking about Nugget. Nugget is or was our paralyzed guinea fowl who traveled with us, we DIY'd a wheelchair for her. And she didn't.
She didn't make it.
She passed away this last year. She'd been with us for a long time, and she traveled to our tiny house festivals, but she passed away. So.
All right. Anyway, so it's 12 o'clock
it's
now.
12 o'clock. Yay! It's official.
Yes, we are live. Thank you, everybody who tune in on our YouTube channel, United Tiny House. Okay, so what can people expect today?
All right. Well. This is our first annual. I say first annual because we've decided we're going to do this again annually, a free event. This is our 16th Tiny House Festival. And as Finn knows and people know over the years, I've always wanted to be able to do a free Tiny House Festival. And Finn finally figured out how I can do it. And this is it. So if... about a few weeks ago, about a month ago, not even a month ago, I just said to Finn, I wish there was some way during all of this shutdown and quarantine and I just wish financial issues that people are having. I wish there was some way we could do something, a free tiny house festival for everybody. And I was just throwing that out there. I wasn't even really super serious. I was just what ifing. And I want to thank my wife. She made this all happen. I have just followed her. Yeah, she's done all the research, Finn's checked this all out, countless nights, late at night, doing all this. It's been amazing. So I applaud her.
I just want to say, just bear with me. This is our first time, and just know that it's free. So it's going to be a lot of learning curve for me and for everybody else involved. So just, if something just running not so smoothly, just bear with us.
So if anything goes wrong, if the video flips or goes squirrely or the sound's out, feel free to type a message. Let us know. We want to know. So we are not at our beloved cabin homestead, our 16-acre tiny house community. As you can tell,
always said 16 acres.
Because it's 16 acres.
If
it was 1 acre, I'd say 1 acre. Our internet out there is for crap, to say the least. So we drove.
Can you say crap online?
I can. You can't. You can't say can't either.
Leave me alone.
I know. So we
free is good.
Yes, free is good. So we're in a hotel room over in Milledgeville, Georgia. We checked in here yesterday because we need to get some good internet to do this. So and what are these people in standby down here?
So that's Jeremy and Dylan from Tiny Siesta, which will be our second line tour after Richard from Ireland. So they're just here waiting in the lobby.
Okay, gotcha. So anyway, so we're going to be getting started with the first tour here in about 7 minutes. We want to take a moment to thank everybody who supported us, all the houses, the speakers, just people have just been sending us messages behind the scenes saying, hey, wow, too cool, thanks, we appreciate this. We thank you all. And again, I want to thank Finn. She hates accolades.
Me.
She at our tiny house festivals, she's never wanting to get on stage. She never wants to get in front of people. So I get to take advantage of this moment to thank her. She has made this all happen. I've just been her
teamwork.
I've just been her BITCH for this whole thing.
What's that?
And, I can't say bitch online. This is a live program. Don't say
my God, you are so bad.
You can't say that.
All right.
But she's
am I too
researched
loud?
this
Anybody can tell.
and has made it happen.
Just make a comment if we are too loud.
Real quick,
ow.
Let's have a message. Let's see here. Hey, Yvette, she's on here.
Hey, Yvette.
Yay, Yvette. Carrie Cooper's on here. Cool.
Yay.
Somebody send a message real quick. Say the sound is good. Are
we choppy?
Are we choppy? Because we have about a 17-second delay that we're seeing we're watching on YouTube right here, and we got a 17-second delay. So how's it looking? Good volume from Carrie Cooper. Thank you, Carrie. Yay. We look forward to seeing you, Carrie, when you come on down here this summer and visit with us and hang. That's going to look forward.
How can I copy?
So
Oh, there you go. That's copy.
So anyway, before we get our first tour get started here in 5 minutes, if anybody wants to throw,
Where's Richard?
Hey, John is very loud. You guys need your own comedy show. All is good.
You are very loud. Can you please step up?
Finn tells me that every night.
What?
That I'm very loud.
What? Oh yeah, you snore. Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Looking and sounding good. Sound is fine. So
sound is fine, but we're not. All right. Okay. Let thanks our sponsor. Who is our sponsor?
Okay. So we want to take a moment. We want to get some Neo. Actually, is getting ready to.
What's that? Yeah, just delay, guys. So just bear with us, as I said.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, this is so cool.
Isn't it? That's my late night video editing.
What's this?
So that's just the end of the because the link came from YouTube, so that's the link of the thing. It's not fun now.
Okay,
so
cool.
Just don't.
I'm learning everything as we go along here.
So
cool. So we want to thank. We got 3 minutes. So we want to thank Neo Builder, Tiny Home Builders, ADU Builders out of the Los Angeles area. They build premier, high quality accessory dwelling units out in the Los Angeles area. We want to thank James and Free Spirit Gear. Folks who have seen our separate composting toilet, we got that from Free Spirit Gear. We want to thank Nature's Head composting toilets and Jay with Nature's Earthly Way. That's where we got our three. That's where we obtained our 3 Nature's Head composting toilets. And home biogas. You all may be seeing what we've been doing out on the property with the home biogas system. Home biogas is elected to chose to be a sponsor of the event as well. That's the unit where we're converting our composting materials into methane gas for cooking, and Precision Temp. That's the hot water heater that folks see on the tiny firehouse and on our beloved cabin, our on-demand hot water heater. So we want to thank all those folks for helping make this possible and for supporting us over the years. You've seen a number of these folks at many of our events over the years. So we thank them all very much.
Okay, we are still waiting for Richard.
So we're about 2 minutes away from Richard out of Ireland.
I still don't see Richard.
So we don't see Richard. We're waiting for Richard. Richard, where are you, my boy? I love his accent. His accent rocks, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like
he's superstar. You love him.
He reminds me of when growing up, and I mean this in all sincerity. I had before I got adopted, going to church all the time. One of the priests had this awesome Irish accent, and that's what Richard's accent reminds me of. But he has the double-decker bus conversion out of Ireland.
It's beautiful.
It's really beautiful.
Okay, I think we might have to pull in Jeremy and Tiny House Siesta.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to flip some things around.
See, things not always go smoothly.
So right off the bat, we're going to do Tiny House Siesta, it looks like.
Which is, thank God they are here.
First. If that sounds good.
All right, should we go and say hi to Dylan and Jeremy?
All right. We're going to bring them on.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Tiny House Siesta out of my hometown of Sarasota, Florida.
What's up?
Hi, guys.
Hey, everybody.
Hi,
Hey, how's
Jeremy.
everybody?
How are you? Oh,
I'm
Jeremy,
well. I don't want to take too much.
Can you hear me?
You can hear Dylan, or you can't
Jeremy,
hear me?
I can't hear you, so you might have to hit the mute button
Let's see.
a couple of times. And I can't
Mike is
hear
muted.
Dylan either.
Check one. Check
Uh-oh.
two.
Nope.
I
I
wonder.
can hear Dylan.
Off.
Hmm.
Dylan. Okay, Jeremy, say something.
I can hear Dylan.
Nope. Still
seems
can't
like
hear
it's
Jeremy, and Dylan is going blank on us right now. This is what happens when you do live.
technology.
It's always something to be salted. Okay. All right. We're still here. So, Jeremy, your mute button just keep going on and off.
Yeah, it says muted by host. Muted by host.
Okay, say something.
Muted by host. Keeps muted by host.
Nope, we don't hear Jeremy. We just heard Jeremy a moment ago when he was with us earlier.
Let me refresh here.
All right, so see Dylan's coming in. Hello, Dylan.
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Nope, you can't hear us. Dylan,
I can
you
hear
have
you.
to hit the mute buttons a couple of times, and that should fix it.
Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
All
Dylan.
right, Jeremy is back. Okay, what is going on? Nobody have sound?
I can hear Dylan. I can hear you guys, and I can hear
You want to
Dylan.
try hit the mute button again? Oh dear.
Mike is muted. Mike is unmuted. Can you hear me at all? I can hear Dylan, and I can hear.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
so Shannon, they're saying they can hear him. We
Oh.
just can't.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Somebody did something. All right, okay. In that case, you know what? In that case, just let Dylan go straight to the tour. How about that?
Mike is muted. Mike is unmuted. Can you hear me at all?
That sounds good to me.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, great. So,
Oh my God.
Shannon, they're saying they can hear him.
perfect. So, I think we're going to go tour right now.
Can you hear me? Let's get off my face. Sorry, we're not supposed to see my face. Tiny house. There we go. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Now did they drop out? What's going on here? Anybody here? Hello, from Tiny House Siesta in Sarasota, Siesta Key, Florida. Can you guys see me? Everybody's video just dropped out. Oh yeah, you won't see me. I think you disappear. All right, here we go. Welcome to Tiny House Siesta. So we have 14 tiny house vacation rentals. Can you hear me now? All right, we're good. All right, let's go inside. So here is the red lifeguard stand. This is one of the two we can get into today.
Can you guys see me? Everybody's video.
This is the Siesta right next to us. This one's rented, but we'll go inside. Let's check it out
Yay!
before I keep talking about the outside. Yay!
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, here we go. This is our red lifeguard stand. And there we have there we go. So what's the phone rotate horizontal? We're just troubleshooting something today, I guess. So we try to keep the beach vibe alive. We're located 0.8 miles to the closest beach access, and 2.7 miles to the main beach. We just got some nice new bedspreads in today. Trying not to fall on these stairs. Here we go. All right, we got some nice new bedspreads in today. For Memorial Day, that's pretty nice. How about that? Beachy vibes. We got 2 lofts. All of our tiny houses have queen size beds, and some of the tiny houses have 2 to 3 beds. Here's our small kitchen area. All right, nice tiny kitchen area. Little fridge. We got cooktops in every one. Every unit's got Wi-Fi, coffee makers. all the essentials, little TV area. Let's check out the bathroom. Hey, everybody. So let me know you can still hear me. Hopefully this is going well. Here's the shower in here. All right. Cool. Let's get this view. All right. How's that? Working out? All right, cool. Cool, Finn. These hand gestures, we're going to keep those things going. All right. We got another tiny house for show. So we have 4 tiny houses shaped like the lifeguard stands of Siesta Key. So this one's got an outdoor patio area. Once again, these are our vacation rentals that we have. And out here we got a little patio area. Tiny house on wheels. They're all on wheels. None of our tiny houses are on stilts. Little outdoor beach shower shaped like a surfboard. Here's some of our shirts. We're going to be doing some tiny house promo shirts after the weekend for Memorial Day. A follow up to all this. But let's check it out from the street. We got the iconic lifeguard towers of Siesta Key Beach. So we have all 4. Red, yellow. If this was horizontal, I could show you more, but we're going to work with it. Okay, so there's yellow. Of course, we got to show our large beach chair. There we go. So we got this large beach chair, and then we'll give the information of how, if you ever want to order one of these, our friend Charlie made that. So hopefully you guys are staying with me. Let's take a walk of the property. So for the record, if I rotate that, nope. If I rotate it, I can't see the screen. So it's a beautiful day. Sun's out. We're going to have a Q&A after this with Jeremy. Jeremy Ritchie owns this. Place is we're pet-friendly tiny house vacation rentals. Oh, here's a good one. This is from our friends Core Housing Solutions. And that's up in Florida, and they can't think of the name right now because I'm going blank. That's why I wish I had notes. But Core Housing Solution is who builds it. And it's a very special material. You know, you can kind of see this. All of our other ones are wood. Oh, someone's in here, so I can't really knock on it, but we'll get some information on this special siding that they use from Core Housing Solutions. And then we build tiny houses out of Pennsylvania, which is fun, with the Amish. So this is one of the ones we built out of Pennsylvania with the Amish. So how long am I on time? Let's get over here to the other side. We got another tiny house to show you. Hopefully the connection's good. The Wi-Fi is good. Hopefully you guys can hear me still. Here's our travel beach sign. You got to have a travel beach sign. So we got 2 sides of this property. And someone brought their jet skis. That's pretty fun. So we live in the beach life. What was that, 10 minutes? Nice. Okay. These are our tiny houses built by Modern Tiny Living. We have 2 of these. Blue Oasis, Aqua Oasis. But real quick, before I forget, you can't forget one of our original middle units. Let me get a nice view from over here, but I got to show you the 3D turtle before we go into the next spot. So we got blue lifeguard stand, the green lifeguard stand, the yellow and red, and the Siesta at the end. The Siesta is very popular. We'll show that towards a little bit later. But here's our sea turtle. Look at that. We got a 3D printed sea turtle on one of our units. Not printed, painted is the word. By Truman Adams. Sarasota is pretty famous for artists and chalk festivals. So we got a sea turtle painted on here. Shout out to Truman Adams. All right, let's keep this thing going. Hopefully my hands aren't shaking too much. Blue Oasis. Oh yeah. Surfboard life. We got fire pits. So once again, these are the rentals, but we have a lot of nice inspiration. So not talking more about the outside, so let's get on the inside. You'll like this next unit. It's our original unit. This is the Sand Dollar. It's not it. Aqua Oasis. We're going to be painting that soon. It's our twin, but that's built by Modern Tiny Living too. And here's what started it all. This is our first tiny house, Amy. And the guys just went in there and cleaned it up. Got it ready for the next guest. Been using all of a bunch of different cleaning products. So let's check this one out. It looks quaint from the outside, but it's got a cool layout. Which entrance should we use? It's got double entrances, so let's see if this one works. No, we'll try the other one. All right, here's Amy from the outside. So we have 14 tiny houses. This is the first one. Everything else has like beachy names. Oh my. They locked me out though. Why would they do that? Goodness gracious. Great. Well, I'm locked out of this thing because the guys just locked me out. Are you kidding me? Oh, that's disappointing. Great. Well, now would be a good time for Jeremy to text the code to get into this one. So, Jeremy, if you're listening to this, you can send me a code to get into Amy right now. In the meantime, I'll show you guys just lock me out. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Oh, that's disappointing. I think I just got a message.
He's not done.
Great. Well, now would be a good time for Jeremy to text the code to get into this one. So, right, Jeremy, if you're listening to this, we're working on you can send me a code to get into Amy right now. Flamingo is very popular. You'll see the Flamingo online. In the meantime, I'll show you guys.
All right, Dylan.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Oh, that's disappointing. Here they are. I just got a message. Help me, guys. Great. Well, now would be a good time for Jeremy to text the code to get into this one. So
All right, guys. So I think we could do the Q&A now. We're gonna pull up Jeremy, so Jeremy can join us.
We're 5006. Okay, we're getting in, guys. We're getting in.
Can you hear me at all?
Jeremy.
Hi, Jeremy.
Hi, how are you?
All right, guys, I'm getting in. Bear with us. I can hear Jeremy.
Okay, yeah, I can hear you guys.
Oh yeah, we're getting in, y'all.
So, Jeremy, how you get this thing started?
It was really, you can hear me okay?
Yes.
It was really an accident. What happened was there was a for sale by owner that was a mobile home on the website, or I'm sorry, on that street. And I called the number on the sign because it was so close to the beach. And Siesta Key, it's the #1 beach in the United States. It has 99.9% crystal, which is beautiful sand. So this house was really close to the beach. I called the for sale by owner sign, and the gentleman said that started asking him all questions about it and what he was selling it for. And then I asked about what's the ground rent, and he said, I own the ground. So I said, whoa. Forget the house. Let's talk about the ground.
We're in.
So that was how it started, and he ended up selling us the whole parcel. What it was a very large mobile home park, trailer park, I guess you call it, from the 1940s. And most of the land was sold off for commercial development, and we got the little remnant strip of 0.75 acres. and it was all grandfathered in from the 1940s. So fortunately, the zoning wasn't an issue because our place was there before zoning was even the thing. So that's how
Hey,
that came.
everybody, we made it in. Okay.
For those of you who know Deke Dietrichson from Relax Shacks, I had the property under contract and met Deke at a Young Innovators Fair that I took my son to. And what happened was we went to this Young Innovators Fair. My son was looking at this robotics and Legos and things like that. And I turn around and there's Deke talking about reclaimed structures and reclaimed materials and building tiny houses. And he said, the ones on wheels are considered RVs. And that's so Deke really was the catalyst that gave me the idea to mix this park with the RVs that are tiny house RVs with the tiny houses on wheels. So that's kind of how that came together. So I have to have kudos to Deke for that.
Can you guys see Amy? Cool. Talk about Amy real quick. She's your first tiny house.
Yeah, so this is Amy, the tiny house. We were at a show in Florida in Orlando, and this is one of the houses that was at the Orlando show. And I liked it. It only had sleeping for two plus.
How many structures do you have out there, Jeremy?
There's 14 tiny houses, and
cool
there's also a mobile home that's there. We have an on-site manager's quarters as well. So, and we have one little tiny camper to go. So if somebody wants to pick up a tiny camper and take it for a to-go trip to Mayaca National Park, or they want to take it to some of the beaches around here, they could do that. But mostly our tiny houses are for here. So when somebody calls up, I guess we could say, would you like a tiny house for here or to go? We only have one little one to go.
There's our tiny house shirt. Who built who built the little camper? I forgot who Core Housing Solutions.
It was Andrew Bennett. Yeah.
Oh,
Andrew Bennett. Some of you know Andrew. He's a tiny house guy, right? He's a great friend of ours, a great friend of John and Tim.
So this cool bathroom, everybody.
That's cool.
So the neat thing about Amy, as you go through the bathroom with Amy, there's a spiral staircase that goes up, and you can stand up in Amy in the loft.
Here we go. We're gonna go up the spiral staircase. Look at that.
Kudos to Andrew.
Now, this one was built in Mississippi by another gentleman who's not building tiny houses anymore.
Yeah, super cool.
But,
all right, guys. So I think we will need to wrap up very soon.
Oh, that's great.
Okay.
All right, we're going to go up the spiral staircase. One thing that's different, I guess, about our tiny houses is we have a lot of normal. I mean, they're all regular toilets because a lot of the tiny houses have the compost toilets. But we're hooked up to plumbing here at the RV park. So we have normal toilets for everybody. All right, we're going up. On a Saturday. Woo-hoo! We just painted all this coral. What do you guys think? There's the top bunk. So this one's fun. Here's the staircase view. Different storage around. Storage. We know tiny housers love their storage. And we would always have more storage around here if you were full-time living. But since we have people coming in and out fast,
Yeah, so we basically have these tiny houses so that if somebody wants to try.
All right, guys. So thank you so much for Jeremy and Dylan from Tiny Siesta. That is our first guest. So, woo! So just a little.
They're still broadcasting.
There's a little thing going on. So what's going on there? People can still see us? All right, so our next guest is coming up. So the next guest is, since we woke up, schoolie conversion. We're gonna pull up.
Yes, you can.
We're gonna pull up Townie and Mike. Okay, they are. I can see them. They're super excited to see you guys. All right, let's see them now.
There we are.
And they have beautiful schoolie. Can you guys see them? Hi.
Can you hear us?
All right, how you guys doing?
Good. How are you? Can you hear us?
All right, so just say hi to everyone and then just go straight to the tour.
Okay.
Let's
Hi.
do that.
We're mic on. Hopefully you guys can hear us.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna flip the phone around and I'll start a tour. Oh. There we go. Okay, so hopefully you can see and hear everything. Unfortunately, it is super, super rainy and windy outside, so we're not going to take you outside because you probably wouldn't be able to hear us over the wind. But starting at the front, so we live in a school bus. This is our entryway. This door was custom made by my dad, using the original school bus windows. Entryway. We have a little shelf area where we like hang our keys and stuff. When we're parked, like we are right now, we happen to be parked in Montana. That's where we've been for the last several months. We have faux walls that we put up in our windows. So one of those is up right now. And then the other side is still open because my plant babies need all kinds of light. So front dash area. And of course the driver's seat. We have hooks for coats. That right there is our hammock chair. And actually, Mike, do you want to?
I'll hang it up real quick.
So I'll show you how that works. So we put this in for extra seating. It just hangs right up.
Oh, I'm crooked.
Okay. And then our living room. So we actually have two couches. One happens to be hidden. So this is a platform couch with storage underneath. It sits over one of four of our wheel wells. On the other side, however, we have a mantle that's actually, here, I'm going to get this out of the way for you. So this is a foam mantle and it actually folds down. I'm not going to do it right now because I'd have to move our huge steamer trunk and the whole bit, but this folds down into a second couch / bed. Our kids live with us part-time. They're teenagers. In this area, I'll turn this way. We actually used to have bunk beds. And the kids, after our first trip out, were like, we need to pull these out. They were confined to their beds while we drove. And they're teenagers. So they just needed more space. They said that they'd rather have the family living space as opposed to having bedrooms, so to speak, of their own. So this is just a box that's connected in on each side with an eyelet hook. And when you pull those hooks, we can pull that steamer trunk out of the way. And this folds down into a matching couch that looks just like this one. We actually used their old twin mattresses from their bunk beds to create the two couches. That TV is on a swivel so that it can pull out and swivel to the whole room so that when we have the two couches and the hammock chair up, everybody can see it. And then we have other like creative storage solutions. Like we found this old steamer trunk for like $40 on Facebook Marketplace. And not only is it pretty, but it works functionally. Like I said, under the couch, we have a ton of storage in wire baskets. And then we actually have a table right there. You can see our screens and table in this little kind of cubby hole. That table has 4 stools in it and it folds out and we can actually fit it into this area. It's also the reason we chose to have a portable one is so that we could take it outside when we're off-grid camping and we want to eat outside. This is our kitchen. So we have an L-shaped kitchen with an offset refrigerator to one side. So I'll just take you through it. On this side, we have an Atwood range. The countertops, like the number one question that we get asked over and over and over again is about our concrete. The first question is, what is it? It's Ardex Feather Finish. The second question is, isn't that heavy? And the answer is no, because they're not forms. It's wood, and then there's just a veneer of concrete, and then it's sealed. The entire thing is waterproof. We siliconed underneath of it, and then we sealed it on top with a food grade water sealer. Under the range is where our pots and pans are. And then above it, we have what I call my apothecary shelf, where I keep all my like tea, herbs, and things like that. On the other side, sorry, it's really difficult trying to maneuver in here and show you everything. So on this side is the fridge. It's a Dometic fridge. So these two appliances we got mismatched at a really reasonable price. So to make them match, we took a metallic rose gold and we brushed it on. We get asked that question a lot, so I figured I would address it. We have a spice rack above it. And then on the other side of the refrigerator is our pantry shelf. And that's where we keep a lot of our dry goods, our Berkey filter, kind of extra storage where it's handy, but out of the way. On the other side of the L shape, so there's a huge pantry. The sink is a built-in concrete, just like the rest of it. On the other side, if I walk around, is an eating bar. So we have stackable stools that fit really well in the corner, but we can unstack those, and the kids and I and Mike can all eat right here at the bar. To be honest, we rarely do. We generally are sitting on the couch when we eat, but it's there if we wanted to. Our house is heated using a tiny wood stove. This is a Joe Tool 602B. We found it for $40 sitting behind a friend's woodshed. They had inherited it when they bought the property. There's a wood box underneath, and we used the same feather finished concrete to build the wood box. Coming into the back, so we have a sliding door on our bathroom that's also a full-length mirror. And then in our bathroom, it's done, and sorry, this is going to be very hard to see because it's such a tiny space, but we did our bathroom wet room style, meaning the entire thing is meant to get wet. We used the same feather finished concrete on the entire thing. The floors are acacia wood tiles. It drains through to the concrete underneath. We have a full shower, and we fill our tub, which is made out of a wine barrel, using that hose attachment that's on it. There's room behind it. This is actually not a wall, it's a faux wall. It opens up so that we can take this tub outside when we're camping and take baths like under a full moon at night, which is really lovely. So this actually opens up and we can get the tub out through our bedroom. And then, hold on, let me flip on the light here. And then this is our little vanity area. We have a Nature's Head composting toilet and a little tiny sink. And then, you want to go that way? So I'm going to cut the tour off just a little bit because I'm only going to show you this much of our bedroom, because right now we're actually in the middle of a remodel that we haven't like showed to anybody yet. So we want to keep that a surprise, and that's what's going on the other side of the room I'm not showing you. But in our room, we have a platform style bed. There's 3 huge drawers. Those are 3x3 drawers. And then there's a ton of surrounding storage as well. So our bed sits on top of a massive amount of storage. Most of our clothing is under there, camping equipment, extra stuff. And then if you can see, without walking too far in and giving anything away, our engine compartment, instead of walling it off, we left it open, and it's actually a window seat that we can sit in. When we can back the bus up into places, that window is just like the pièce de résistance of the entire bus for me. So I'm not going to turn the corner, but around the corner, there is a closet and another space, like I said, that we haven't revealed yet. So that is our bus in a nutshell. There's Mike. So I'll set the tripod back up if you guys are ready for a Q&A. Thank you.
Okay, hey, Tawny, thank you very much. That is a beautiful, beautiful bus, schoolie conversion.
Thank you. Hold on, I'm
We
trying to
did-
get it turned around here. There we go.
Oh, I can see y'all.
There were a couple of questions while you were talking.
But first of all, we would like to say happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday!
Thank you so much for spending your birthday with us.
Thank you. All right.
So everybody watching, I'm showing thousands and thousands of people online watching. No, 171. I want us all to join in. Happy birthday! And while we sing you happy birthday, everybody wash your hands.
Oh. All right, so what question do you have for Tony and Mike?
So the first question was your walls, the Fox walls. Somebody wanted to know, how do you store those? Like when you're in motion, when they're not being used, how do you store those?
So we have a huge under bay storage. When we were looking for a bus, we made sure that we found one that had plenty of under storage. So we have 4 huge compartments under the bus, and that's where they go when we travel, where most of the stuff that pops out, basically, I guess, would store.
Okay, and my question then is it? What is that noise?
I don't know.
Oh, is that an easy breakdown setup?
Yeah, it's pretty easy. It took a little bit of working to get it smoothly in there because you have to kind of go up and over and tuck it in. But once you get it down,
there's some like finagling, because the way it's held in is it uses our blinds at the top and our shelf at the bottom. So you have to kind of wiggle it to get it behind the shelf, and then you have to pull the blinds out in front. So I mean, it takes a few minutes to get it just right.
I would say maybe 2 minutes at most
it's not bad.
to go from open windows to completely walled in.
It was also, we stayed parked through the winter here in Montana. I had some health issues that had to be addressed, and it was absolutely necessary in a Montana winter to have those front windows insulated. So there's actually a layer of Reflectix behind the walls to help insulate.
Okay. Is this version 1 that we see, or is this morphed over time, the walls?
3, 4.
Yeah. So we're coming up on a year of living in the bus at the end of this week, actually. And in that time, we've gone through 4 remodels. The first one was tearing the bunk beds out and putting the couches in instead for the kids.
Yeah, we put in a different couch than what was originally here.
Yep. The second one was insulating the stairs and the front windows and kind of redoing our front a little bit so that it was more livable as opposed to just a school bus. It became kind of part of the home. The third one was the bathtub. We used to have a huge concrete bathtub, which looked really pretty, but as far as like space wise, it wasn't worth the amount of space it took up. And so now we're on our 4th, we're just wrapping it up, where we took out that tub and made that area part of our bedroom, and we put in the smaller wine barrel tub. So I mean, we're on version like Oliver 4.0.
Gotcha. And then somebody had a question. Let me find it here. They wanted to know your appliances. They wanted to know what the brand.
What the what?
They wanted to know what the brand name was for the stove and everything.
Sure. So the range is an Atwood 3-burner range, and the stove, or sorry, did I say that backwards?
No, you said it right.
Okay.
Stove is Atwood.
Yeah. And then the fridge is a Dometic. It's an almost full-size Dometic fridge with a freezer and a refrigerator unit.
And where did you get those at?
My dad is actually an RV mechanic, and so he was able to kind of scout around and find us some good deals. So like I said, we found that as a mismatched pair. One, the refrigerator didn't even have panels when he found it, and so he made us the panels on the front, and then we just used a regular metallic rose gold paint that we brushed on to give it like a stainless steel type brush finish.
It was like a little, in the art section of Walmart, she found the perfect color of paint, so it just happened to work out.
Perfect.
Gotcha. And then let me see here. Okay, somebody wanted to know I'm gonna butcher this first name. Nova Luna Sanchez, first time listener, first time caller. Where did you find the bus? How much did it cost, and what size is it?
So it's a 40-foot long bus, which, as far as I know, is for school buses here. That's as long as they go. And we actually got it from a local school. That's, well, not quite local for us. It's probably a few hours away.
It's about 5 hours. So we worked with a local dealer. We used to own a gym, and one of our clients' husband happened to work at a like huge diesel mechanic / sales place called Interstate Motors here in Montana. And they helped us out. We went to the lot and they had like 30 buses, and in every single one, he's like, you don't want this one because of this, you don't want this one because of this. And he was like unselling us from all these buses.
They're really very upfront and very helpful.
So we were able to kind of help, like with their help, put together like an ideal list of like, these are all the things we have to have. And then it just so happened we were winding down and they didn't have anything that we wanted. And he happened to look down and say, oh, hey, we're getting a few on trade here in a few months. I just saw the note. Do you want me to look into them? And it just happened that Oliver was one of those. So we waited 2 months.
2 or 3 months we sat on it waiting for the bus to get off the school line.
So he came to us fresh from Polson, Montana. He's a 2004.
How much too?
Oh, and so we bought him from them for $5,000. And then, of course, the follow-up question is how much did it cost to convert? And that was another 15 roughly. I'm sure that we spent a little bit more on renovations.
Yeah, as the years gone by.
But initially he was 5,000 and then another 15,000 in conversion costs.
Gotcha. Okay, very good. And I think that's it. I think that's it. So anyway, and we don't know what that noise is, everybody, that typing noise. We don't know where that's coming from. We're getting feedback from folks. We don't know what that is. We're trying to figure that one out. So we apologize on
Or
that.
is that me doing something?
Static on our end, yeah.
Yeah, we don't know. It sounds like somebody on a keyboard is what it sounds like. So
I didn't do anything. It wasn't me.
well, we thank you again, and we really appreciate it. Thank you all very much.
Absolutely. Good luck with the rest
And
of the
y'all take care.
Bye.
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 The X.
Yes.
Okay.
That's us.
All righty. So, hey, Cool James Mom. Hi from Lithonia, Georgia. So cool. Yeah, there's lots of places to park throughout Georgia. There's a number of places. In fact, Finn and I have a tiny house community, but we're booked right now. We're at capacity where people can park. There's a place north of Atlanta called Splendor Oaks where you can park. Denise and Tommy Riles with Hummingbird Tiny Homes in Danville, Georgia. I believe they have, I don't know what their availability are, but they have a place where folks can park, and they have tiny houses for rent. So those are right off the top of my head, 3 places. But Splendid Oaks, it's mostly
in Cannon, Georgia.
Cannon, Georgia.
Yes.
I think they're mostly schoolies. I don't know if they have tiny houses there. They have invited us there to come out for a movie night. So I know they have the ability for tiny houses. I don't know what their availability is right now. Beloved Cabin Homestead Community, we're at full capacity. We're booked. We have no availabilities. Which is 2.
Don't make it sound too
Yes,
good.
the monster. We're so full. And we have 2 slips. We're building other slips right now, but we have only 2 slips, and that are completed. And then, like I said, Hummingbird Tiny Homes in Danville, Georgia. So those are off. You might want to look into those. So so we have our. Were you able to do that concrete finish yourself? Oh, Shannon, I'm so sorry. We just hung up before they had.
But you can also follow them on Instagram. Simply Woke Up, and they'll be happy to, answer your questions if you, have anything specifically you want to ask them. And on their Instagram is, all sort of a thing that they're posting there, particularly specifically for the schooling.
Yep. And then Gina ICAT, yes, that's Georgia in the United States, USA, Georgia, USA, to answer your question there. And then Monique Moss, I am in South Carolina and I want a tiny house and I'm willing to move. Also, too, look around South Carolina, North Carolina. North Carolina, there's a lot of action going tiny house wise. So there's different places there as well. If you sign up through for United Tiny House membership, it's free membership. We don't charge. But if you go to our website, unitedtinyhouse.com, go to the contact page and just fill out that contact form. You can join our membership for free, or you can just send us a question, and we're more than happy to send you information.
Sarah is here, our next guest.
And our next guest is ready to log in. So we're getting ready here.
It's Sarah with Van Live. Hi, Sarah. How are you? Oh, I don't think she's aware that she is live right now.
Can you hear us, Sarah?
Okay, we might have to put on the headset and see if Sarah can hear us.
Can you hear us, Sarah?
Okay, so does it seem like Sarah can hear us? Or not? If not, I can take you to the tour.
This is what's running.
Oh, it's just the delay, huh? Okay, let me tell Sarah. So we're gonna run the tool for her right now. You have any luck with Sarah, baby?
What?
You have any luck with Sarah? You hear her?
Babe, this is still running. The Tawny is still running.
Okay. Oh. So we have a delay here. But that's not gonna stop us. Is the tour still going on? The townie? Okay. Let's see if you can refresh that.
My name is Sarah. I'm going to go ahead and give a quick tour on my tiny home on wheels. So I live in this van right here. Her name is Eva, and you can tell she's got a funky little tarp going on because I've been combating some rain for the past week, and part of van life is just dealing with the elements, and I have a little leak going on. So what we're going to do is quickly turn this video around and get started because the rain looks like it's coming in again. Over here is a little beehive that my partner is creating. So you walk on in. She is a 91 Ford Econoline. She is a 7.3 liter diesel, and so this is the driving area. Let's see if I can get a good vantage point. Bear with me as I'm working with this tripod. I'll show you one of my favorite things is this hammock chair, and I like it because you can just chill and work right here. And it's an extra little space just to have as a workspace. I cook here, you can eat here, and research, use your laptop. And yeah, so that's one of my favorite things. Here's my little fruit basket. I've got a bus door, so you can close it like that. Right over here, let's see, I keep my shoes right in that basket. Just some books right now until I get a bookshelf installed. Let's see, right here is the refrigerator, my kitchen space, and bedroom, all in about 70 square feet. Let me show you how to set up the day space from bed mode. So it's pretty simple. I just shove everything into this cabinet area. This part comes over here, and underneath is another table. I'm using a lagoon table mount, which is a pretty fun system here. And it's great because it's super flexible in, how you'd like to set things up. And yeah, it gives me so much more room for working and just having overall space. And so this is day mode. Essentially the bed's put away, everything's organized, which isn't always the case in a tiny space, but you kind of get the idea. Over here, I actually have considered this my workbench. I run a jewelry company called Transient Co., and so I keep most of my tools right here on this little pegboard, all my crystals and things in this little guy, and yeah, just the general area to work in. I have a drawer right here, which I just call the junk drawer, but it has utensils and all things junk. Down in this cabinet is my blender, pots, pans, and in the way back is my water jug. It's kind of hard to get in there to show, but yeah, I carry about 6 gallons of fresh water, 7 including that guy right there, and yeah, so it's not too much, but it works great. I'll show the system for my sink, which is actually just a foot pump, and I feel like I save a ton of water just by using a foot pump instead of an electric pump. But right in this cabinet space is the pump, and just pulls water from the jug and goes into the 2-gallon gray water tank. Then we've got trash can, and then cleaning supplies and paper towels. Yeah. Okay, so I guess I'll show the upper cabinets now. With this being like my food prep station, I consider this just like the kitchen area. So I've got, let's flip it around, spices, cups, plates, bowls, all things kitchen stuff. The one right next to it is more food storage, just cans of beans and other things, and this is like my baking box. That cabinet back there is my closet, and I use packaging cubes to kind of organize my clothes, which is great if traveling comes about and I can just take them and stick them into a little suitcase. I need a downsize because it doesn't close all the way, but yeah, I've got a little vent fan and more clothes, and there's a lot of storage underneath here as well in the back space. And this cabinet right here was dedicated to toiletries and bathroom stuffs, so towels. An essential thing of van life is baby wipes, which is good for almost everything. And yeah, I keep this one right here. Initially the thought was to consider this just the bathroom area, because under this cabinet was a toilet, and I had a compost toilet in here for over a year and never used it. So instead I just filled it with more jewelry tools and other things. I have another storage box right in here, and that's just, I guess I keep my dirty laundry in here most of the time. I can also show my electric box. I run off of 400 watts of solar and 520 amp hours of battery, which is all stored in here. And yeah, that houses everything in regards to running. Alright, so this is essentially the entire van space in a nutshell, and I think after this is a Q&A, so I'll be hanging out for that, and if there's any questions y'all have of things that I missed, feel free to ask away. But otherwise, thanks y'all for watching my little van tour. I know it's been a little spotty on the service here. Hey, can you guys hear me? Not sure, I can't hear any audio on my end.
Can you hear us now?
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yes. Okay, came through. Hey.
All right, very good.
All
Very
right,
good.
okay.
So, somebody wanted to know. Thank you very much for the tour. We appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, we can. We can hear you fine.
Yes. Awesome. Okay, great. Yes. Sorry for the location
All
and
right.
the connectivity issues.
All righty. So somebody wanted to know where you got your white table.
So, the white table. Okay, so I essentially took a piece of oak from Lowe's, and then I used that, cut it a little. There's an edge, so it like flips down, and then I created that table, but then I used the Lagoon table mount, which you can find that just by searching online, Lagoon, Lagun, and that's actually the swivel section of it. So that's how I created it, and then I also have a couple leaves that I ordered that slide out and extend the table as well.
Okay, great, great. And Mark Frederick with Big Heart Tiny Homes, who is also presenting this weekend. He wanted to know what you're powering your solar with, and on a full charge, how long does it last?
Okay, so it sounded like the sound here was kind of about my power and like how long can I last?
Yes, yes. What is your solar system? What's your
So I get
configuration, and how long does it
400.
last?
I'm not sure. It seems like the sound's cutting in and out again.
Just the spotty
Perhaps.
signal.
Let me see if I can run through.
So why she try to fix that? Just bear with Sarah. She's
Hey,
about it.
sorry.
That's okay.
All right, we can hear you now.
Okay, I can kind of hear you guys, but it's like every other word.
I just sent you the question in the, I just typed it.
Okay, that might. Let's see.
Gosh, that's very windy there.
What are you powering with your solar, and how long does it last?
Yes.
What are you powering? Right. Okay. Yeah. So I'm using the Renogy solar. I'm using 400 watts, and depending on the weather, if I have like a full charge, and say a storm comes and then covers up the solar, I'm good for about 2 days.
Okay.
All right. So, well, thank you, sir. Sorry for the spotty signal, but well, thank you so much for joining us today. I know that you're up in the mountains, so we are really appreciate that you spent your Saturday with us here.
So thank you very much, Sarah. We appreciate you joining us.
Thank you guys for having me. It's so excited to be a part of this.
Bye.
Bye. All right, so next we have Felice. Oh, Felice gone. So the next speaker is Felice. She will be speaking.
Hang on, somebody's.
Oh, Felice is back. Okay.
All right, so next up is, I believe, Felice Cohen.
Yeah, just bear with me. I'm just Felice. Felice, where are you? Don't see you. Okay, so how long do we know Felice? Huh?
Hang on, I'm answering somebody.
Okay, so Felice she used to live in 90. Okay, Felice, I can't see you. So do you want to refresh your screen? Oh, there you go. Let's see.
So next we have Felice Cohen. We've known Felice for a number of years.
Forever. Forever.
Felice is she lives in New York City, the heart, if you will, of COVID-19 here in the United States. Felice has been posting a lot of things from her Twitter account, what it's like to be in New York City and Manhattan with COVID-19. Felice is the author of the best-selling book, 90 Things I've Learned Living in 90 Square Feet. She also has a great book, another bestseller, about her grandfather, who is a survivor of the Holocaust. And Felice has spoken at a number of our events. She's an expert on downsizing, on organizing, and on living in 90 square feet.
Can anyone see Felice? No, Felice is not coming through.
We're just trying to get her on here, and as soon as we get on her, we'll be speaking with Felice.
So we're just gonna talk about Felice a little bit more while I'm trying to fix this problem live.
So let me see here, and we thank everybody for bearing with us on all the little technical difficulties. We're having a blast with this. So there's Felice right there. She just popped in.
Okay, let's try again.
All right, here we go.
So, nope, we still have the technical things on her camera that we can't see her. So,
You want to send her a message here?
I already talked to Felice. So, do you have any other question in the meantime while I'm trying to be tech savvy over here?
While Finn is working with Felice to get her up here, anybody have any questions regarding the event or any tiny house related questions? Just type them in here and I'll answer those. Thank you, Dana. I appreciate that. Shannon, Felice's information. Shannon's asking about Felice's information. You can find Felice on Twitter at Felice Cohen, FeliceCohen, at Felice Cohen, and she's on Twitter there. I know that one just off the top of my head.
All right, you know what? While we try to figure out Felice, we're just gonna go and listen to the best talents. Stephanie's living in a tiny house. She DIY her own tiny house.
So while Finn's working with Felice,
we're gonna go and listen to some music. Oh my God!
Stephanie Lynn. I'm a musician, but also a tiny house dweller. And I'm going to play some music for you, but I first just want to say thank you so much to John and Finn for giving us the platform and for giving you free education. So this is my song. It's called Wolves. To the wolves, they come when I call. Well, I don't let them out. What do you think? Let's see who comes. Let's see who runs. So they find they don't knock no more. Just come right through the door and take no prisoners. If you're gonna run, and it won't take but 2 or 3 to remember the man you used to be. Run forever. And in that case, you're mine, oh darling. If you go, they Well, it won't take but two or three to remember the man you used to be. Run forever. Well, the walls around me, I've got tame. You can let them out, I'm not afraid. But your sins, they've got answers, and here they
are going to refresh our screen to get Felice Cohen
Because
on.
Felice still going blank here.
So don't go away if the entire feed goes blank.
Okay. And I'm not gonna do that. Okay, so let's see. Who else? Okay, let's see. Is there any other way we can get Felice on here, even though we can't see her? Let's call Felice. You call Felice? I'm gonna call Felice. How about that? Hey, Felice.
I can see myself on your screen.
You can?
It says, yeah, it says I'm in the stream. I thought I started.
No, I can't. I don't think we can see it. Okay, I think. Oh, are you there, Felice? Okay, seem like Felice has slightly problem with the connection. So let's see if I can. Yeah, so she got slightly problem there, and I can't even call her. So, guys, this has happened, but don't worry, we will see if our next home is ready. Let's see why we have to push Felice. Do you want to go? If anybody have any question, Beb?
All right. So why Finn's dealing with a little technical difficulty here. So I love live events. Live events are awesome. They're so much fun. So while Finn is working on this issue here, who has, does anybody have any questions?
Okay, so I'm trying to pull in our next guest and see if anybody can see her. Okay, so Heather from Stone City, Vermont is here. So anybody can see Heather? It just delay on the screen. Okay, no one can see Heather. You know what? I will have to. I don't know why we can't see that, but we're gonna try this. So if anything, I'm just gonna reload the page and see what.
When I had the treehouse built, I hired the Treehouse guys. They had a TV show, I think on DIY Network, and they are in central Vermont. So I contacted them because I wanted someone who really knew what they were doing. And Jody came out and built the foundation by himself, which was amazing. He put up, maybe we'll look at the base of it right now. So he put up these beams and attached them to the treehouse with these, I forget what they're called, these posts going into the tree. The hemlock was a little softer, so they put these bars going across for extra support out of the tree. So there's these large beams, they call them gym beams, I think, going across and supporting the treehouse. And then he built the frame underneath. There's some insulation now. You can't see all the way out through, but anyway, that is the base of it, the foundation. And made a little space down under here to hang out in. A little hammock and a little privacy with the screens, the curtains. Maybe we'll go down and look at the stream now. Had a local crew of 2 guys that I have had help me with other projects. They did the structure. So they built up the walls and put in the windows and doors and the roof. And then I did all the rest of the details. So I had some help with like learning how to do the shingles. So a friend of mine came and taught me how to do the shingles. He helped me for a couple days. And then my boyfriend came and helped me with some things like this siding that isn't quite done. It got a little too high for our comfort level, so I think I'm going to hire someone to finish it, because ladders, I've had a few incidents with ladders and they make me very nervous. So and we're trying to incorporate as many elements of the forest as we can. So I put these like little posts in with the stones I drilled through it and put it on there. So it's kind of fun, just some fun detail to get the woodsy feel. All of the wood that, or not all, but most of the wood that we used in construction is local. I got it from a local lumber yard called P&R Lumber. So yeah, pretty much all of the wood is local, which is nice. I tried to incorporate as many local materials and also recycled materials into the treehouse. Door with a fresh coat of paint. So this is the treehouse. We've been working, improving it all along, but like I said, it's been done for about 1.5 years. Used, like I said, a lot of used materials. Like this door was from a friend who had it in her barn. This is a recycled window here that I bought online. I kind of like to have like a feature window. This one's kind of our special feature window here. All the trim is local pine. And then the floor, the wood floor is maple that was that we harvested from my boyfriend's land and had them cut into boards, and then this is also in my house too, but had them cut into boards and kiln dried and milled and sanded. So it was quite a process, but I got to include some of that beautiful maple in the floor here. And then the tile is a recycled tile from a local store called Resource, which I've gotten a lot of materials from. So then there's the little bathroom, and it's just a bucket composting toilet, and you just put some shavings in. So I built a little container for the shavings. I did all of the work inside, except I had some help with putting the insulation in, putting up the drywall, and putting the pine boards on the ceiling. So my boyfriend helped me with those things, and that's also from P&R Lumber. And let's see. Oh, I have my Bar Hills hand sanitizer. Got to put a plug in for them. I've worked for them for a long time, and it's a distillery in Montpelier that I always recommend people to go to. And they now make hand sanitizer. So they gave me some for the treehouse. So again, just as many recycled local materials as possible. So there's a nice little living room that's comfortable. I built the base of the benches out of just scrap material I had. And then we have a propane wood stove. It has the ambiance and beauty of a wood stove, but less work and dirt, and so it's easy. I can just leave it on. I found that on Craigslist for a lot less expensive than it would be brand new, so I lucked out with that and got it very last minute. And then a friend of mine made this. She made this for me when we were opening up the Treehouse. She makes these little display boxes, dioramas, I guess it would be called. So that was really awesome. I love it. And then, you know, just picked that up from a local artist because it seemed to fit in the wool here. And a friend of mine made that. So just incorporating a lot of local, nice, unique elements that fit into the woods. Oh, and then these that are also on the outside. This is from an ash tree that fell over my boyfriend's ski trail, and he cut it to get it off the ski trail so you could ski by. And then saw how beautiful these circles were, so I was like, I want to use that for my treehouse. So we saved it and moved it over here, and then cut them into the slices, and then I had to put like a preservative on so it doesn't crack. So it's, you know, all of these little details actually are a lot of time and thought, and it's a lot bigger than it seems. Even though it's a tiny house, it's a big project. The space itself is like 10 inside. It's 10 by 16, so it's 160 square feet. So it's, you know, it's a space that you can be comfortable in for 2 people. And we have the kitchen. Oh, this tile is recycled. I built the cabinets and injured myself badly building them, falling off a ladder. So be careful on your ladders if you're building a tiny house. But bruised my ribs. So that's a memory from this counter. But I built the counter and the cabinet, and the counter is using materials that I used in my shower. So, and then these glass blocks are kind of fun. It's all a little funky because it was hard to line up to get it flat, but I put the lights underneath the glass blocks, so there's like lights shining through the counter. So it's kind of just a fun little feature. Made these a while ago and then used them in the lights. I also used just some scrap wood to make the lights, the base of the lights. And let's see, the sink is non-functioning. It's basically like to allow water to move from the spigot into like a 5-gallon container underneath. Right now I'm just using a old stainless steel sink, but I'm going to be building a sink kind of more out of like maple to match the wood. So that's to come this year. I encourage everyone to compost. We really want to encourage sustainability and thinking about the environment. So, you know, that's just one piece of that. There's a camp stove, so you can cook up your meals and dishes and cooking supplies. I had found these little baskets on the side of the road. You know, someone just giving them away. And then a little freezer, mini fridge, which is really helpful if people get some of the local beer. There's so much good local beer, so it's a good place to put it. And then underneath here, I'm amazed how much I can stick under here. So you can put recycling, there's extra propane, there's extra water. So speaking of recycling, these big windows, they came out of a local schoolhouse, an old schoolhouse in the area. A friend of mine had them for a while. He was given them, and then he wasn't using them, so he offered them to me, which is perfect. Perfect for looking out onto the stream. And we'll go out onto the deck. So the deck is 4 feet by 16 feet. There's a little sitting area there. And then we just have this beautiful view out onto the stream. It's really so relaxing. I would definitely suggest to someone taking on a project like this is just to put a lot of thought into it. Don't rush through, collect your materials. And, you know, my taste is to use, like I said, local and recycled materials. I think that's a nice way to be a little more environmentally friendly. So then we have the loft. So it's a really comfortable bed. It's just a full-size bed. So it's not very big. I think one change I would make, the loft space is about half of the space, the floor space. So it's like 10 by 8. I would probably have extended it another foot or two to put like a queen size bed in there. That's probably one change I would have made, but it's a comfortable bed. So and it's just big enough. Oh, and then there's the shelf full of all the games and books. And I want to introduce you to my daughter, this is my daughter Finn. Oh, this is my daughter Finn.
I didn't help with the treehouse.
She was moral support.